Hello guys, welcome back to STEM Trainers. Now in the previous video, we have seen all the circle theorems. That is all the 7 circle theorems. So we have learned what those theorems are. So now we are going to practice questions based on these 7 theorems. So let's start. First question. So we have to find the value of A and B in this diagram. Okay. So now one thing is whenever you see a circle theorem question, so first thing is it can use more than one theorem, and second of all, just concentrate on the diagram. You will see the theorem, which theorem you have to apply in the question. So once you concentrate on the diagram, you will see. Okay, so for example, let's say we have to find A and B in this. So this is my tangent, right? So this is my tangent and this is my radius. So we know angle between tangent and radius is 90. So this angle is 90. Right? So once you see the diagram, you will automatically see this. So now if this angle is 90, so we can find angle A. So angle A plus 28 degrees plus 90 degrees should be equal to 180 degrees. Sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180. So from this, I am getting my A value as 62 degrees. So that is my answer for A. Okay. So now I know the value of A. So let's remove this. Let's remove this. So this is 62 degrees. So now I have to find B. Okay. Now one more thing which I think we might have discussed in circle theorems. Always remember radius. Now see this. Let's say this point is A. This point is B. So OA is radius. As you can see this, OA is radius and OB is also radius. So if two radius are there in a triangle, so we can say this triangle will become isosceles triangle. If this triangle is isosceles, then this angle will also be B. Right? So if this angle is B, this angle is B. Okay, what is this angle that I'm marking right now? So this angle is nothing but, let's say this is angle C. So angle C is nothing but 180 degrees minus 62 because it's a linear pair, right? So C will become 118 degrees. Now once we have the value of C, so we can find the value of B because in triangle OAB, we can say sum of all the angles should be 180. So C plus B should be 180 degrees. So from this we are getting 2B as 62 degrees. So my B value is coming out to be 31 degrees. So that is my answer. I hope everyone is clear about this. Now, this is one way to do this. Now there is another way also. I mean, let me tell you this because I don't know how many students know this. So let me tell you one more thing which is useful in lot of cases. So let me take a diagram. Let's say this is ABC triangle. So this is my external angle B. And this is, let's say this is A, this is B. Let's take this angle as C. And let's take this angle as D. And let's take this angle as B. So what happens is the external angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the two internal angles. So it means basically in this triangle, we can say angle D is equal to angle A plus angle C. So you can say this also directly. So why is this? That's very easy because we know A plus B plus C is 180. And we know B plus D is also 180. So from these two equations, I can say A plus B plus C should be equal to B plus D. So if I cancel my B, I am getting A plus C angle is equal to D angle. So you can remember this. I remember it like this: external angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two internal angles. So we are talking about angle D. So the internal angles are A and C, the opposite angles, that is A and C. So D is equal to A plus C. So you can use this directly in this triangle. Now see, in this triangle AOB, this angle 62 degrees is the external angle of this triangle. So this should be equal to sum of the two internal. What are the two internal? This B angle and this B angle. So you can directly also write 62 degrees is equal to B plus B. So which gives us B as directly 31. So you can use this also. So just telling you some more theorem. As I discussed, there are a lot of circle theorems, but we are studying only the most important ones. Okay, so I hope everyone is clear about the first question. So let's go to second question. So a circle is given, center O. Okay, so we have to find angle BAC and AXD. Okay, so 47 is given. Angle DAC is given as 47 degrees and angle BCA is given as 26. Now, when I first look at this diagram, this looks little complex. So how do I start? So first I will look for hints. Concentrate on the diagram. So when I see the diagram, I can see that AC is a diameter. Now that is my observation. AC is a diameter. And what's the theorem regarding diameter of a circle? There is only one theorem, that diameter subtends 90-degree angle at the circumference. That is angle in a semicircle. We have studied first theorem. So when I see AC, AC is a diameter. So it means angle ABC, this whole complete angle should be 90 degrees. So that comes to my mind. That's one thing. Now, if this angle is 90 degrees and this angle is 26, that is angle C, so I can find angle BAC, right? So angle BAC plus 90 degrees plus 26 degrees should be equal to 180. Now you can see this, we will be using this a lot. Sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180. In almost every question, we might have to use this. Okay, so let's find angle BAC from this. 90, 70, 64. So my angle BAC is coming out to be 64. So that is my A part. Okay, let's look for B part, angle AXT. Okay, so we have to find this angle. Okay, let's think a little bit. Okay, so when you look at this diagram, you can observe one thing. Let me just erase this so that it's a little bit more clear to you. Now, you can see in this diagram, this AB is an arc, right? Is part of circle, so it's an arc. So AB subtends an angle 26 at C. So wherever it subtends an angle on the circumference, it should also be 26. So it means this angle D should also be 26 degrees. I hope it's clear. Angle made by a same arc on the circumference of the circle are equal. So this angle C is equal to angle D. That is angle BDA is 26. So now we know angle in triangle AXD. In triangle AXD, we can see that again I am using the same thing. Sum of all the angles is 180. So 47 degrees plus 26 degrees plus angle AXD should be equal to 180 degree. Now, so from this I am getting angle AXD is equal to, so 180 minus 47 minus 26. So my answer is 107 degrees. So this is my second part, B. I hope it's clear to you. So when you concentrate on the diagram, you can see that this angle made by the arc AB at C and D are equal. And anyways, I told you the bow diagram, right? So you can see this is nothing but like a bow, right? This. So whenever we see a bow, we know we have to use the same angle made by the same arc. Okay, so let's go for third question. So my third question is, a triangle is given ABC that is inside a circle. Center is O. So this O is center. Okay. So angle BOC is given as 100 degrees. So we need to find X and Y. Okay. So when we see this diagram, what's the first thing that we notice? We can notice this arrow, right? I have told you the arrow. This arrow. So whenever we see this arrow, we know angle at center is twice angle at the circumference. So this is 100. So obviously angle Y should be half of 100 because angle at center is double. So obviously Y is 50. Okay, so that's for Y. How can we find X? Okay, now if you notice again, I am telling you this again because this is important, because sometimes I have seen students forget this a lot. This is radius and OC is also radius. Now OB and OC are radius. So students generally forget this. Radius means they are equal. It means this triangle OBC will be isosceles. Hence, this angle will also be X. So, in triangle OBC, now I think everyone can see this very clearly. So, 100 degrees plus X should be equal to 180 degrees. So, my X value is nothing but coming out to be 40 degrees. I hope everyone can solve this. X is 40 degrees. So just remember these couple of very small things. These are not related to any theorem. Sum of angles in a triangle 180. This isosceles triangle, whenever you see radius, you know it's an isosceles triangle. So angles are equal. Okay. Let's move forward with the fourth question. Okay, so we have a cyclic quadrilateral. I think we discussed what is a cyclic quadrilateral. A quadrilateral in which all vertices lie on a circle. As we can see, ABCD are all lie on circle. So this is a cyclic quadrilateral. So whenever we see cyclic quadrilateral, so first thing that comes to our mind is there is only one theorem related to cyclic quadrilateral. That is sum of opposite angles is 180. Okay. Now I will concentrate on the diagram. What do I need? X, Y, and Z values. Okay. So first thing, okay. So when I see this diagram, I can see this arrow. Try to see this. Arrow formed by D, B, C, and O. This arrow. So whenever I see this arrow, this is center O. So it implies O is center. It's not given, but O is center. So if O is center, so angle Z will be equal to double of 18. So 2 times 18 degree. So that should be 36. Okay. So one part done. So now this is less scary. So let's remove this Z and write 36. Okay. What next now? We need X and Y values. Again, we need Y value. So when I look at Y, so all I can see is this triangle OCD. Now again, OCD triangle is isosceles triangle. This is radius, this is radius. So OC OD are equal. Hence this will also be Y. So again I will say 36 degrees plus Y will be equal to 180. So from this I am getting Y as how much? 144 by 2. That is 72 degrees. So that is my answer for Y. Okay, very good. So now let's remove this Y and let's fill this with 72 degrees. Okay, so now I know a lot of angles. Okay, so now I am getting more confident. Okay, so now I need X value. X value means this angle. Okay. Okay, so this angle is given 102, right? Okay, so let's use the cyclic quadrilateral. This angle plus this angle. Angle A plus angle C should be 180. So 102 degrees plus 72 degrees plus x should be equal to 180 degree. So from this, I am getting my x as this is 174. So that should be 6 degrees. So this is my x value. So now I have value of x, y and z. So now you can see how easy is this. Once you concentrate on the diagram and just see what you can observe. So I can observe arrow in this for one thing. Second thing, I can observe cyclic quadrilateral. And these are the two things that will help you to get all the angles. Okay, let's move forward. Fifth question. Fifth question is again, I can see a circle, a quadrilateral. Again, it's a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. And this sum angle is given 102 degrees. So I have to find this x value. Okay. And it's given AB is equal to AC. So AB equal to AC means AB equal to AC means this AB equal to BC. So this angle is also x. Okay. Okay. So when this angle is 102, so obviously I can find this angle. Right? Sum of these two angles should be 180. So this angle should be 78 degrees. I hope everyone is clear about this. Linear pair. Sum of these angles should be 180. Okay. So this is 78. So obviously now I can find this angle B because sum of opposite angles is 180. So I can directly also write 78 plus angle B is equal to 180 degrees. So this angle B is coming out to be 102 degrees. So my this angle is 102 degrees. Now again you can see this triangle ABC. So I will write x plus 102 degrees equal to 180 degree. So my x value is nothing but 39. So 180 minus 102 divided by 2. That is 39. So that is my x value. Okay, let's move forward. I think lot of things or lot of concepts are now clear. Okay. So again, a circle is there, but this time there is no quadrilateral. Okay, but we can make one. Okay, we will see. Okay, O is center. Now, when O is center, so obviously what comes to my mind is AD is diameter. The first thing that I will observe in this. Okay, I need x, y, z values. So AD is diameter. So what diameter? So diameter means wherever this AD makes an angle on the circumference, it should be 90. So AD is making this angle B. So this should be 90. This should be right angle. And AD is also making this angle C. So this should also be right angle. So that's the first thing that I will do. Okay, now I will think about, okay, which value we can find. Okay, so once we have these right angles, I think we can find, okay, let's take this point as E point. So I think we can find this angle Z. Because in triangle DCE, as you can see, this triangle DCE, two angles are known. So obviously we can find the third. So Z plus 40 degrees plus 90 degrees equals 180 degree. So my Z value is, this is 130, so it should be 50. So Z is coming out to be 50. Okay, so that's 50 degree. Okay, now let's think about, okay, one angle 21 degree is given. Okay, so we need to find x and y. Okay, so what we can do is, I know this angle is 90 and I know this angle also, vertically opposite angle. So this angle is 40 degree. So we can find x also. So what is x value? So x plus 40 degree plus 90 degree should be equal to 180 degree. So my x value is coming out to be 50 degrees. So now I want you to pause the video and think how we can find y value. Okay, so we know this x. So let's first remove this x and write here 50 degrees. I think it's very clear. So y comes in triangle ADB, and in triangle ADB, two angles are known, right? So we can write y plus 21 plus 50 plus this angle 90. The sum of this should be 180 degrees in triangle ADB. So from this, let's see what value we are getting. 180 minus 140 minus 21. That is 19. So y is coming out to be 19 degrees. So that is my y value. X, Y, Z. I hope everyone is clear. Okay, let's move forward. Okay. 7th question. So some angle C is given. We need to find this angle DBA, that is X, and O is center. Okay. So when I look at this diagram, the first thing that I notice or I observe is this is somehow like a bow, right? Let me just show you this part, right? This is a bow. So when we have a bow, the only thing that comes to our mind is bow theorem. So what does that say? Angles made by same arc at the circumference are equal. So it means now you can see this arc AB is making an angle C and D at the circumference. So they both should be equal. So first thing that comes to our mind is this angle should be 62 degrees. Okay. So now what else? Now when we see this diagram, you can observe one more thing here. PD is diameter. I am not using any one specific method. Whatever I am observing, I am just writing it. So I can see that BD is a diameter. So what does diameter do? It subtends 90 degree angle. So this angle, this complete angle should be 90 degree, or this should be a right angle. So now as you can see again, in triangle ADB, two angles are known, angle D and angle A. So obviously you can find angle B. So my X plus 62 degrees plus 90 degrees should be equal to 180 degree. So my X value is coming out to be 28 degrees. So that is my answer. I hope everyone is clear. Okay, let's go for next one, 8th one. Okay, a circle is given and some, okay, O is center, BC is tangent. Okay, so this line is a tangent. So what do we know about tangents? What theorem? Two theorems are there. The tangents are equal if it's drawn from external point. That's one thing. And second was angle between radius and tangent is 90. Okay. But here tangent is given, radius is not given. Okay, so we will see. So angle ABO is given as 30. Angle ABO. Let's draw first ABO. Okay. So this is angle ABO. This angle is 30. Okay. Okay. So now this makes sense. Now OB is a radius. BC is a tangent. So obviously this angle is 90. Right angle. Okay. We need to find ACB. Okay. So this angle we need to find. X, let's say. Okay. So if we can somehow find this angle, then we can find X also. So how can we find this angle? Okay. Again, now you can see this radius that students generally forget. This is OA is radius, OB is radius. So this angle is also 30 degrees. And we have just done this theorem, external angle of a triangle is equal to sum of two internal angles. You can use that directly also, that we have just discussed. So angle BOC will be equal to sum of two internal angles, that is 30 plus 30, that we have discussed in first or second question. I don't remember which question, but today we have discussed in first or second question. So this is one method. If you don't want to do this, then what you can do is angle A is 30, angle B is 30. So this angle should be 120 degrees, because sum of all the angles in this triangle should be 180. Now if this is 120, then obviously this should be 60, because sum of these two angles is 180. So obviously you will get the same answer. So obviously angle BOC is 60, angle B is 90, this angle is 90. So what is this angle X? 90 and 60 is 150. So this should be 30 degrees. So that is my answer. So angle ACB is 30 degrees. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, now this looks little weird. We have a circle. This line is tangent. It's given AB is equal to AC. And center is also given O. Okay, but there is no diameter. Okay, there is no radius also. But this is tangent. And BC, AC are chords. Okay. So what theorem we have learned? Alternate segment theorem. That angle between chord and tangent is equal to angle in the alternate segment. So we have just learned this in the previous video. So if this angle is X, so what comes to my mind is, this is angle between chord and tangent. This is my chord. This is my tangent. If this is X, then wherever it forms angle in alternate, it should be X. So it means W should also be equal to X. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Okay. Next thing, it's given AB and AC are equal. So obviously it's an isosceles triangle. So angle Z should be equal to 40, because AB and AC are equal. Okay, so that is Z value. So let's erase this Z. 40 degrees. Okay, so that's well done. Okay, so now we have 40 degrees and 40 degrees in triangle ABC. So I can say in triangle ABC, that is W plus 40 plus 40 should be equal to 180. So W is coming out to be 100 degrees. Okay, and W is also equal to X, that we just know because of alternate segment theorem. Okay, so we know X, we know W. So let's first erase this X and W. Okay, so this angle is 100. This angle is 100. Okay, now it makes sense. Now Y is directly, we can say, should be 40 degrees. Because sum of these angles should be 180, right? This is a line. So obviously sum of all these angles should be 180. So Y is nothing but 40 degrees. And we can directly also say Y is 40, because AC is a chord and this is the tangent. So angle between chord and tangent is Y is equal to angle in alternate segment. That is this 40, as you can see. So from that also we can say Y is 40. So there are two ways, whichever you like or whichever you understand better. Okay, let's move on to the last question. We have a cyclic quadrilateral PQRS, as we can see. Okay, so three angles are there in terms of X. Okay, show that PQ is parallel to SR. PQ is parallel to SR. Okay, so we have learned this theorem that when two lines are parallel, obviously when two lines are parallel, there are three things: alternate angles, corresponding angles, and co-interior angles, right? And we can see there is no Z here, right? So I can't go for alternate interior angles. I think everyone remember this. Z, whenever you have a Z, so you have alternate interior angles and corresponding angles. So obviously, if you want to prove PQ, we have to prove this, that PQ line is parallel to SR. So obviously it means we have to prove that sum of co-interior angles is 180, right? This angle plus this angle. If this is 1, this is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 180 if these lines are parallel. And we can say the converse also. If angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180, then obviously these lines are parallel. We can say that also. So obviously now when they say show that PQ is parallel to SR, so what comes to my mind is I have to prove that angle P plus angle S is 180. Okay, so now I know what I have to prove. So first thing is, can we find this x value? Yes, of course. Because PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. So sum of opposite angles is 180. So what are the opposite angles? Let's take 3x plus 10. Angle S plus angle Q. Q is 7x minus 30. So this should be 180. So let's simplify this. This is 10x minus 20. So 200x is 20. Okay, so let's take one more step so that there is no confusion. So this is 10x minus 20 equals 180. So 10x is equal to 200. So x is nothing but 20 degrees. So once I have x, I can find angle P and angle S. So let's find angle P. So angle QPS, that is angle P. What is this value? 4 times x. X is 20 plus 30. So what is this angle? This is 110. What is angle PSR? That is angle S. 3x plus 10. So 3 times 20 plus 10. So that is 60 plus 10 is 70. And we can see that angle P plus angle S is 180. That is 110 plus 70. Hence, these lines must be parallel. So even they can give you questions like these also in exam. Okay, I hope everyone is clear about circle theorems now. If still you have some doubt, you can always comment or you can always email me. And if you like these videos and if this helps you in any way, please like and subscribe the channel and share it with your friends, because it gives me a lot of motivation to work more, to make more videos for you. Thanks for watching STEM Trainers.